Yeah, I mean, obviously we're disappointed. We know it was not our best showing. We know we're a way better team than that, so that's frustrating. But with that, we know we just have to remember like everything we did right, like leading up to this point, and not let our confidence drop from that. Like have our confidence up going into this last game of the regular season and then going into playoffs. Yeah, I mean, we definitely felt that. Some of the details were not up to our standard, but we're not going to make excuses for that. We just need to be better than that. We need to be sharper. We need to be locked in from the start. And I think that's a tough lesson that we can learn from, though, moving forward. I mean, this team, like this culture is so great. And it's easy to have a good culture when you're winning, but, in instances like this, that culture kind of gets put to the test. And I think there's a lot of growth that we can have in that through this adversity going into playoffs. I think if we learn from these mistakes, like we can be even better going into postseason. I think it'll be great. People can take the time that they need to kind of regroup, and then we can get back after it as a team and take the extra days of training to focus on some things that we need to work on. And I think that'll be really good for the group.
Cool. Yeah, listen, we showed our quality at times, and we showed that if we don't handle the ball with better care, you get punished for it. The goals that we conceded we're really disappointed with. And so, yeah, we'll review it and we'll reflect and, again, make sure that doesn't happen again. You can see Gotham, they still have things to play for. They're still trying to solidify their position as a number 2 team in the league. And so, yeah, we've won the Shield, and it's the challenge is trying to continue to motivate the players to get back to where they were before they won the Shield. So, yeah, we'll talk about that. And make sure that we're in good position going into the Seattle game in 2 weeks' time.
We'll go next to Austin.
Seb, you kind of touched on it, just the lack of sharpness at times. What do you kind of feel that led to that? And what was kind of the message at halftime after the first 45?
Yeah, I think we just gifted them goals. It's another set piece that we conceded from, and yeah, it's a couple of giveaways that have led to their opportunities to score. And so we haven't showed that all season long, and so it's such a critical time in the season that we can't afford to give teams like Gotham those types of gifts.
Very physical affair. 36 fouls between the two teams. 21 on Gotham, 15 on you. Just. It seems like a lot of teams are being a lot more physical with you. How do you kind of, I guess, tell the team, to kind of combat that, expect more physicality from teams going forward now?
I think the ref has to control it better. I don't think he did a very good job of controlling it. There's players on the Gotham side that are getting away with numerous fouls, and, you get 2, 3, 4 chances and you don't get shown a card for it. It's the biases of being a team like Gotham with so many international players. And so, yeah, those are the things that we can't control. I would like us to be a little bit more aggressive on our defensive side, get a little bit closer to players to not allow them to dictate play. But, sometimes that's influenced with the person with the whistle.
Now back-to-back losses. What's kind of the overarching message for the team now, especially now that you have a week in between games and your final game of the regular season?
Just to get back to where we were before the Shield. We showed some really good form. We were hungry. We had desire. We were very committed. And I feel at this period where whatever happens in the game, it doesn't have any dividends on our position. So we just have to get back to who we are, our identity, working extremely hard, not allowing teams to work harder than us, once we step onto that field. And yeah, again, we have some really good moments of play. We switch the point of attack, we get in behind their midfield line, and then, it kind of just falls apart. So it's trying to put those good moments of play into goals. And yeah, that's obviously areas that we're going to work on. And they got to know that, again, they've got a target on the back, and everyone wants to continue to beat this team because of what they've showed all season long. So we just have to get back to who we are and regain that sort of form, because I think we're still playing some really good football, but we're not getting that end product to reward ourselves.
I feel like the week in between games and the final game of the season just comes kind of at the right time with this last two games.
Yeah, we'll see. I think you're right. It could come at a really important time for us. Obviously, we've got players going away on international duty, which is great. We've still got players who are going to be in market, and we can really drive them to continue to have those high standards in preparation for our home game with Seattle.
Cool. Thanks, Seb.
We'll wrap up with Sean Rollins.
The team had a lot of momentum coming into these last two games away from home, but coming into the last home game, can you talk about how important it is to regain that momentum heading into the postseason?
No, I mean, it's important. It's your warm-up game before the first playoff game. So yeah, it's super important that we continue to try and play our way, our style of football. But have that grit, that determination, that desire, commitment elements to our game, which makes it difficult for the opponent to kind of get any sort of hope in the game also. So yeah, it does come at a really pivotal point in the season, this international break, because it will also allow the players to reset, rejuvenize themselves going into a really important part of the season.
Great. Thank you, Seb.
Thank you.